guys, this is Luke from the Scoundrels Cantina, and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars set review with an upgrade to it. And in this video, I'll be reviewing my favorite set from all the Rogue One sets, which is the U-Wing Starfighter, aka the U-Wing Gunship, whose number is 75155. It is most notably seen in Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, and has earned its place on our top favorite Star Wars vehicles list. The reason we like it so much is because the LAAT Republic Gunship is one of our favorite vehicles ever in Star Wars, and the U-Wing is basically like an original trilogy version of that, even though technically the Rebels had some leftover Republic gunships from the Clone Wars. I love how creative and true to Star Wars the people behind Rogue One were, and a fun fact is that they tried out hundreds of designs before they came up with this final one for the now iconic U-Wing. Also, the same thing went on when Attack of the Clones was being made with the Republic Gunship. Anyway, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, be sure to check out this video in which we explain our personal headcanon view on all of Star Wars. The link will be in the description down below. First off, I'll be going over the minifigs, then I'll get to the actual set review, after which comes the upgrade to it. So let's begin. Anyway, the first minifig is Cassian Andor, who's specifically in his Jedha and Eru gear with the blue winter jacket. He has very detailed printing on his torso and legs, as well as on his back, which is a nice addition to him. He also has a double-sided face, one is his regular one, and the other is his determined one. If LEGO was to make an official Kyle Katarn, I think that he would have the same hair and almost the same face as Cassian here. This minifig really reminds me of Kyle, and thank God I have two U-Wing sets so that I can make Kyle Katarn out of the spare Cassian. Next up is Jyn Erso in her waterproof outfit that she wore on Eru. This is what her torso looks like with the cloth piece, and this is without it. Also, his all cut her back in the same manner, but I prefer simply without it. With her, you also get a satchel and a silver pistol. Her Rebel helmet is very detailed due to it having her hair on the sides, but it would have been better if it didn't, because it could be used for other Rebels and not just her. She also has a double-sided face, one is a regular one and the other is an angry face. Here is an upgrade I'm giving her with her hairpiece from the Battle of Scarif set and a different blaster which looks more like her actual one. Next minifig up is Bistin, who is of some alien species specifically designed for Rogue One. He's an exclusive minifig to this set, as are all the rest, except for the U-Wing pilot. He's a very detailed minifigure, although I'm not too sure about the green color because I think it should be a bit darker than it is. Here's also a look at the back of him, and as you can see, the green is too bright than on the actual Bistin from the movie. Although his headpiece is very well done. He definitely fits to the U-Wing set because of his scene in the movie. Next minifig up is a random Rebel Trooper with kind of a green loadout and a very tentative Rebel Trooper looking helmet, which I like. I'm not too sure where you can see this guy, but I'm sure he's somewhere behind the scenes. The only exclusive parts on him are his torso and helmet. The rest you can find on other random Rebel Troopers. And now comes the final minifigure, which is the U-Wing pilot. To get this clear, this minifig, or should I say the Blue Rebel pilot variant, means that he's a part of Blue Squadron, which means that they are seen in the U-Wings and Blue X-Wings. Although LEGO put him also in the Y-Wing Starfighter set, which is actually supposed to be Gold Squadron. This is a very detailed minifigure, and I love the prints on both of his sides and helmet. He also has a double-sided face, and on the other side of it is his about to crash face. Anyway, let's get to the actual set review. This U-Wing is specifically the one which is used on Jedha and then crashes on Eru, but I'm guessing it's not the only one that has the same or similar paint job. And why I'm saying it is because I think it's completely fine to use it on a Scarif Mark, even though the one in the movie has more blue on it and is a different one. Anyway, starting off from the front, we have two wings which make the U shape of the ship and have some nice tiled pieces all over it. On the left wing there is a grey piece which indicates a big scratch on it or color fading, and by my opinion it would simply look better without it, but the right wing is good all the way. Also, both wings have blue sticker details on them. In between the wings are two laser cannons, two spring shooters, as well as the underside of the cockpit. The awesome thing about the U-Wing is that the pilots can see what's in front of them, above them, and even below thanks to the double-sided cockpit. Now the upper part of the cockpit looks like either a part of the Y-Wing bomber or the T-47 snowspeeder, and I can bet that one of the two were an inspiration for this part of the ship. The way to fire the spring shooters is by pressing onto these two blue buttons, which then start looking like simple tile pieces. The cockpit is hard to open up with your own hands, so this back part has pieces that you push, which open it up for you. This is what it looks like on the inside, where you have a pilot seat, even though it's supposed to fit 2 pilots to be fully accurate. But don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, I love this set almost all the way. This is what it looks like when the pilot is inside and when I close it up. Moving on to the upper backside of the ship, where we have some engine details, or whatever you want to call it, as well as the button that opens up the cockpit. Now this back part should have been tiled up more, but looks like LEGO was lazy and my assistance in making this set better is needed. Here we have the front of the engines, and they have blue sticker details on them, and I think that the X-Wing starfighters were an inspiration for the U-Wing's engines, which look almost the same. Now at the back part of the engines are translucent orange pieces to signify that the ship is flying, but they got the color completely wrong because it's supposed to be blue. At the back of the ship are some dark grey details which look nice, and also you can open that part up, but it serves no purpose at all. Now moving on to the part where the U-Wing serves as a gunship as well as a troop transporter. In a similar way as the Republic gunship opens up its doors, the U-Wing does too, and that is an awesome feature. On the doors it has sticker details on which the black parts are meant to be windows that the U-Wing has in the movie. The troop transport area is very small and it can barely fit 3 minifigures because the ship is actually supposed to be a lot bigger, but I'm completely fine with its size. On the inside there are 2 iron gun emplacements which can move and fire its stud shooters, as well as a lot of reminders of the Republic gunship. And now the last and main feature of the set are the huge wings, aka S-foils, which when you pull them, they unlock and go all the way back until they fix into position. This flight mode is used when the ship is in attack position. Anyway, this is it on the set review, and now let's move on to the upgraded version of it. Since I have 2 U-Wing fighters, here's a first look of the 2 together. The left one is the one I just reviewed, which was the actual set, and the other is my upgraded version. I think that you can clearly already see some differences, but let's get into the details. Starting off with the front of the wings, I made the yellow parts be the same on both sides, which is a difference compared to the original. Also, the whole wings are now parallel to one another due to the fact that I replaced the light grey piece with a white one, simply because it looks better. Now in the front between the wings, I removed the spring-loaded shooter feature and changed the part up with dark grey pieces and different blaster cannons. So here's a comparison to the original set. Moving on to the cockpit part of the ship, which I changed up a bit so that I can open it without the feature that I removed. Inside the cockpit I added brown tile pieces around the pilot seat to make it look better, and also a prolonged control panel, which is different than what it used to look like. Coming up to the most changed part of the ship, which is the backside behind the cockpit. By comparing the 2 U-Wings, you can see how many tiles I actually added. Basically everywhere that there were regular pieces, I replaced that with tiles to make it look nice and smooth, as it should. Also, a lot of slopes were added next to the engine holding area to make it smooth as the rest of it. In the grey area, I removed the once existing feature to open up the cockpit and replaced it with a tile and those good detail looking vent pieces. Anyway, here's another look at its old look so that you can see the differences to the detail. At the back part of the ship, in between the engines, I simply added more stripe pieces and also tiles to make it look better than it used to. Keep in mind that no U-Wing engines were harmed or touched in this upgrade, except that I changed the orange pieces with light blue ones, which are now accurate. Now here is the upgraded troop transport area, which, as you can see, the door which opens is fully tiled up at the bottom, or should I say sloped, because I added dark grey slope pieces. And this is what it looks like on the original set. On the inside of it, I changed the gun emplacements and used the gun emplacement pieces from the Death Watch battle pack to make them look better and more accurate. I also added a crate inside and removed some unnecessary details. The last thing I need to show you here is when the upgraded U-Wing spreads its S-foils, which looks way better with all the tiled up pieces. Anyway guys, this is it on the set review, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to check out our other videos and subscribe. The links to the playlist for our other set reviews will be in the description down below, as well as the playlist to our mock reviews and custom minifigure builds. Also, this is not the first time I did a review on this set, and if you want to see our old review on it, we have a separate channel where we upload our old and outdated LEGO and Star Wars videos. The link is below. And before I end this, be sure to check out my room tour video in which you can see my whole LEGO Star Wars collection, and after you watch it, tell us in the comments down below what you want us to review next. The link for it is also down in the description, and I hope you enjoyed the slideshow now at the end. Anyway, remember guys, God is awesome, may the Force be with you always, and we'll see you in another video. You Rebel Scum. Have an awesome day, bye bye.